Welcome to Stock Incubator. Today we are breaking down the market question behind this story. Reddit just grew revenue 69% to $663 million, and yet the most important risk around RDDT may not be ads at all. It may be Google AI changing how people discover Reddit before they ever land on Reddit. That is why this story is not just another social media earnings beat. Reddit now has fast ad growth, strong free cash flow, a massive community graph, and one of the cleanest human data stories in the AI market. But the trap is simple. If Google can answer more Reddit-style questions inside AI mode, some of the traffic that helped make Reddit valuable could become harder to own. So this video is really one question. Is RDDT becoming an AI-era ad platform, or is Google quietly moving closer to the front door?
Reddit just grew revenue 69% to $663 million. And yet the most important risk around RDDT may not be ads at all. It may be Google AI changing how people discover Reddit before they ever land on Reddit. That is why this story is not just another social media earnings beat. Reddit now has fast ad growth, strong free cash flow, a massive community graph, and one of the cleanest human data stories in the AI market. But the trap is simple. If Google can answer more Reddit-style questions inside AI mode, some of the traffic that helped make Reddit valuable could become harder to own. So this video is really one question. Is RDDT becoming an AI-era ad platform, or is Google quietly moving closer to the front door?
Here is the clean version. The bull case is that Reddit has become a rare internet platform where growth, margins, cash flow, and AI relevance are all improving at the same time. The bear case is that part of Reddit's discovery funnel still depends on search behavior that Google is actively redesigning. Put simply, Reddit's strongest asset is human conversation. That is exactly what advertisers want, and it is also exactly what AI search engines want to summarize. The market is not just pricing a forum website anymore. It is pricing whether Reddit can turn community intent into durable advertising dollars while protecting the traffic layer that feeds the machine.
RDDT has one retail advantage most companies can never copy. It is both the stock and the arena where stock narratives are born. Retail investors know the brand because they use it, quote it, and sometimes build entire market stories from its communities. That creates attention. But attention alone does not create shareholder value. The real test is whether Reddit can monetize that attention without losing the authenticity that made the platform different. The investor translation is simple. If Reddit becomes a high-margin ad machine with unique community data, the bull case expands. If it turns into another expensive social platform fighting Meta, TikTok, and Google, the multiple gets harder to defend.
The number that forces investors to care is $663 million of quarterly revenue, up 69% year over year. Even more important, ad revenue increased 74% to $625 million. That means the core business is not only growing, it is carrying almost the entire revenue engine. Here is why that matters. Reddit is proving that its communities can become measurable advertising inventory, not just chaotic message boards. A brand does not need Reddit to be the biggest social network. It needs Reddit to be the place where people research, debate, compare, and make decisions. That is a different kind of ad surface.
The second number is gross margin. Reddit reported a 91.5% gross margin. For a normal viewer, that means every extra dollar of revenue has a lot of room to fall through the model before operating costs. That does not mean every dollar becomes profit. It means the business has the structure of a software-like platform, not a low-margin media company. Net income was $204 million, adjusted EBITDA was $266 million, and free cash flow was $311 million. Those numbers change the conversation. RDDT is no longer just an IPO story. It is now a profitability story with a real AI data premium attached.
The user number also matters, but not all users are equal. Reddit reported 126.8 million daily active uniques, up 17% year over year. That sounds clean. The deeper question is user quality. Logged-in app users are more controllable, more repeatable, and easier to monetize. Logged-out visitors from search can be valuable, but they are more exposed to changes in Google's interface. Think of it like this. A logged-in community member is owned attention. A search visitor is rented attention. RDT's valuation depends on how much of the growth is owned versus rented.
The bull case gets stronger when you connect Reddit's user intent to AI-powered advertising. Reuters reported that Reddit's AI tools are helping advertisers target users around interests and communities, and that active advertiser count grew 75% year over year. That is not a small operating detail. It suggests Reddit is making the ad platform easier to use. The practical takeaway is that Reddit does not need to become Meta overnight. It needs to make its ad tools easier, prove conversion quality, and convince more advertisers that community intent is worth paying for. If that continues, the revenue story can stay stronger for longer.
Now comes the twist. A recent academic paper studying Google AI overviews and Reddit found that AI overviews increased daily comments in safe-for-work Reddit communities by 12% and commenting users by 12.4% relative to comparison communities. That sounds bullish for Reddit. It suggests that when Google summarizes Reddit-style content but still points people towards sources, Reddit can benefit from extra engagement. But that is only the first half of the story. The market trap is assuming every AI search interface behaves the same way. It does not. The interface design decides whether Reddit gets traffic, gets attribution, or gets absorbed.
The same paper found that Google AI mode largely eliminated those engagement gains in experience-based content. That is the hidden risk. AI overview can act like a signpost. AI mode can act more like a conversation that keeps the user inside Google. Strip away the jargon. Reddit wins when people visit communities, read threads, comment, and create more data. Reddit loses leverage if the answer layer sits in front of those communities and captures the user journey. This does not break the Reddit thesis today, but it creates a serious test for the next several quarters.
The other side of the argument is that Reddit owns something AI companies still want: messy, current human conversation. Search engines can summarize old pages. Social platforms can track behavior. But Reddit has niche communities arguing through real decisions, product reviews, health questions, money debates, local advice, and technical problems. That is why the AI data angle matters. The simple bull case is that Reddit becomes more valuable as AI systems need fresher, human, experience-based content. The risk is that licensing and attribution do not always protect traffic. Data value and traffic value are related, but they are not the same thing.
The next upside lever is monetization per user. Reddit still has room to improve how much revenue it generates across different geographies and communities. US users are monetized more heavily than international users, so the market can imagine a long runway if Reddit closes that gap. But there is a catch. International growth may not monetize like US growth, and ad demand can shift quickly. The easy way to understand this is that user growth creates the audience, but ARPU proves the business model. RDDT needs both. More users without better monetization would be a weaker story than fewer but more valuable users.
Reddit guided second quarter revenue to $715 to $725 million, above the analyst estimate cited by Reuters. That guidance matters because it tells investors the ad surge was not just a one-quarter accident. The market is asking whether advertisers are testing Reddit or actually increasing budget. If guidance keeps moving higher, the bull case gains credibility. If growth starts slowing while AI search risk rises, the multiple could compress quickly. This is why the next earnings report is important. It is not just about beating revenue. It is about proving that advertiser demand is becoming more durable.
The trap is that RDDT can be a good company and still be a difficult stock. High-growth internet stocks often price in several quarters of success before that success is fully proven. That creates a valuation challenge. If the company keeps posting strong ad growth, cash flow, and user engagement, a premium multiple can make sense. But if Google AI changes traffic behavior faster than Reddit improves logged-in usage and ad tools, investors may question how much of the growth is protected. The stock does not need a disaster to re-rate lower. It only needs the market to believe the risk is bigger than expected.
The chart matters because RDDT is a narrative stock. When a company has strong fundamentals and a visible AI risk, price action can move faster than the underlying business. A breakout can attract momentum buyers, while a failed breakout can make investors question whether the good news is already priced in. The chart should not replace the fundamentals, but it can show when the market is accepting or rejecting the story. For this setup, the useful levels are simple: prior breakout zones, high-volume support areas, and any earnings gap that becomes a battleground. The chart is the market's vote on whether the thesis is gaining trust.
Reddit does not compete in a vacuum. Ad dollars can move to Meta, TikTok, Snap, Google, Amazon, or retail media networks. That means Reddit must prove it is not just interesting, but measurable. The market will watch whether advertisers treat Reddit as experimental budget or core budget. There is a big difference. Experimental budget disappears when macro pressure hits. Core budget survives because it drives results. The simple risk is that Reddit's user intent looks powerful, but ad buyers still demand performance. The simple bull case is that Reddit's community context gives advertisers something broad social feeds cannot easily replicate.
The bull case becomes more credible if four things happen together. First, revenue stays well above 40% growth. Second, ad revenue grows without destroying user experience. Third, logged-in user growth keeps improving so Reddit owns more of its audience. Fourth, AI products and data partnerships increase value without reducing traffic leverage. Add strong free cash flow on top, and the market may keep treating Reddit like a rare profitable internet growth story. None of that is assured, but those are the proof points. Watch revenue quality, user quality, AI monetization, and traffic resilience together, not separately.
The bear case gets stronger if the Google AI risk becomes visible in user growth, logged-out traffic, or engagement. It also gets stronger if advertisers slow spending, if ARPU stalls, or if the stock's valuation gets too far ahead of execution. This is the final read. RDDT is not just a meme-adjacent internet stock. It is a high-margin ad platform trying to turn community intelligence into a durable business. But the front door to that community intelligence may be changing. That makes Reddit one of the cleaner AI data stories in the market, and also one of the more interesting Google AI risk tests.